There should be. Oh, you muted? No, you are not anymore. All right. Sorry for the delay, folks. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Jonas Brasco. We are on Up the Fulham, the only dedicated live reaction watch along for Fulham FC. Hopefully, if there are more out there, please. Can't wait to meet you. Anyway, camera's actually doing really well because I figured out the problem. Needless to say, we got the scores running along the bottom. I'm going to edit that real quick, along with my lovely image. Anything about the scores running around the bottom, I will actually take the Fulham score off the bottom in a moment because spoilers. We don't like those. We don't want those. Like everyone else, we want the stream to kind of just be, you know, live for people to watch. Got the little ticker down there. As you see, we got lineups. I just actually got actually just played a Honey Nut Cheerios commercial, which I find kind of ironic, but we'll see. We will see what happens in this game. I'm looking forward. I really am looking forward to a good one. And hopefully, anyone else is watching, we can get 3 points out of this. We're about 211 away from kickoff, and my point of view, we are also live. So I am now going to pop out dashboard. Going to share. And I'm just now making sure everything sounds good. And I think we are good to go there. As you see, the camera actually looks pretty good right now. But you see, we got our current. Okay, I want to make sure I have my main lineups and not the subs up there because the subs will be up there as well later. But how's everyone doing today? We got again. This should be a fun one. This should definitely be a fun game. What I'm really hoping is that Fulham can take of um some of what was in that last game back in May and apply it here. Mainly the goals, because it was like May 18th. Fulham beat Brentford. They did the double 3-2 and won the one in November 2-1. But it's more or less the fact that that was the last time Fulham scored. Like Fulham actually, scoring a goal like in the beginning. Like that happened. And because of the delay of my stream, the game has not actually started yet from my point of view. So if anyone is watching, sync up. It looks like a great evening at the cottage. Noticing one thing I'm definitely enjoying is the fact that it is not raining. It doesn't also look like we have any dropped frames or anything. So away we go. Speed that up a little bit. And of course, we got Leno, Tete, and Anderson and Bassi in the back, along with Sessignon, Sosterberg and Lucic. Yeah, Sonderberg and Lucic in the middle, with Iwobi, Josh King, and Harry Wilson, with Rodrigo Munez up front. Brentford's going with a 5-3-2, with Kelleher in the back, Lewis Porter, Pinnock, Collins, Vanderberg, and Coyote as the defenders. Damsgaard, Henderson, and Yarmolik in the middle, with Sade and Thiago up front. Right now, it looks like, and for all those who are actually curious, yes, Kevin is in the lineup and Kevin is on the bench, along with our loan from AC Milan. Oh, Leno catches it. Fulham with a Brentford with something very, very early. Now, from Fulham, I'm more or less focused on just holding on to the ball, which is going to be. I need that to happen. I really do need them to hold on to the ball. That was. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth after that win last week, but we can't just rely on that. We really can't. That can't be a thing that we are. That can't be a thing that we are constantly doing. Is waiting on someone else to make a mistake. We have to be. They have to be aggressive in this match. I remember Silva saying like our season starts here against Brentford, and while there's talking about this is the seventh Premier League meeting, Brentford does lead the series 9-8 with 4 draws between them. And I forgot to put my phone on, not just my phone on Do Not Disturb, but I also that syncs to my watch. I need that to be on Do Not Disturb as well because last thing I need is Fought Mob spoilers. Because after all, no one wants spoilers. Nobody wants spoilers. And Brentford, I'm not sure if those are. I don't want to call them brown. It's almost like a brown, like military fatigue. All right, Wilson kicks it back to Leno. Leno just boots the ball away. While we have a moment, we might as well. Sorry, a little bit of housekeeping. about 5:30 in. Looks like we'll be. It's blocked out. Oh, Iwobi was being aggressive. Tete has the ball. He was going up the middle. He was trying to shoot towards the center, outside center of the box, but just defender got in the way. This is something that I'm not concerned. I'm glad that they're trying to get a little bit forward up. That's important. That is really important. And and I will say this: Leeds did a great job bouncing back from last week. They got a 3-1 over Wolves. Of course, some are just coming over from that Man United Chelsea match, which Man U won 2-1. In the box, did Fulham earn a corner? They did not. Sessegnon was fighting with Collins, and it looks like Collins got that one. West Ham over Palace. Nottingham Forest, Burnley and Nottingham Forest with a 1-1 draw. Brighton, Tottenham 2-2 draw. And of course, the Merseyside Derby earlier in the day, Liverpool 2-1 over Everton. It's too early in the game where I don't know who would have any type of advantage, but I will say this: Fulham has held the ball longer with 63% possession. They're showing Kevin in the bench seats. I would expect him to get on. Hopefully, he had a little bit more time to gel with the team practice. I'm not sure how they're going to work him in since he likes to run on that left hand side. But also, I noticed that Anthony Robinson and Harrison Reed, neither of them are in the lineup for this one. Thiago's Thiago's down. Is it going to be a foul on Harry Wilson? No, they're backing up. Let's see this replay again. No, it would be if they're going to give a foul, they're going to give it on Anderson, which I don't know. It did okay. Uh, I wish I could say I saw what he was trying to do, but he didn't get the ball. He didn't get the ball. It's a foul, but it doesn't look like they're going to call that. So it's going to be a throw in to Brentford. And that was good throw. No one got to it. And wow, Leno just literally saved it by the seat of his pants. I wish I was kidding. That was literally by the seat of Leno saved it by the seat of his pants. So towards there was no one there. Ryan says, I love the aggressiveness. Just there was no one there. Not saying it's a bad thing. It's just there was no one there. Stay hydrated, folks. And they even said this ahead of time. Brentford's playing 5 in the back. Fulham's not going to be able to walk this in. And I don't know. Okay. That's not good. Calvin Bassey is down. I'm not quite sure what happened. And Wilby's to the side of him. They're now showing. I don't know how I feel about this. They now have a ref cam. They have a referee camera. I have a feeling some questions came up after that Fulham Chelsea game. So that's the first time we're getting to see that. Or at least I'm getting to see it. If there was in earlier games I didn't get a chance to check that out. Ball goes back to Linda. Anderson's gonna bring it up. Will be. Back to Sanderberg, back to Tete. Like Brentford is good at getting people back. And there's only a 1 point difference between these two. So this Brentford's a point behind Fulham, and once again, kick straight into a Brentford defender. It's not good. Shots outside the box are not going to work this time. It's like it has to be on net, towards the net, and there can't be anyone in front, or else you're just not going to have anyone. You don't have anyone able to go and follow. Turn around, Sessegnon, Tuwobi, towards the center. There's just people over there. Harry Wilson. It just skids. I don't know if it went out, if it was deflected or not, but it just skid. I think that is off a defender. Wilby gets it towards Muniz. Quick question: does anyone know if that Kevin Kidd can do corners? Because that would be really, really good right now. Well, it would. Anyway, here's the corner in swing on net, blocked by the keeper. Wilson gets to it, passes on. Anderson was trying to get over to Muniz, but Muniz isn't over there, and it's going to be another corner for Fulham. Okay, keeper just punched it out. Want to see who got there? It was Anderson. It was off his back, and the keeper just punched it away. We're now in the 16th minute. Anderson, Muniz, Bassi, Tete, Iwobi, and Soundberg are in the box with Wilson, Sessegnon, and King outside. Back to Harry Wilson. Harry Wilson back to the box. Muniz way too way too far back and awkward for that header, which just goes straight to the keeper. He was falling backwards. There was nowhere else he could go with it. 0-0 in the 16th minute. Meantime, Brentford's just holding up the ball a little bit, trying to slow things down, give defense a little bit of time to rest from all that pressure. And it's going to be a free kick to Fulham. Maybe about 10 yards past the halfway line towards the Fulham goal. And just for reference, the three people who scored for Fulham in that game in May was Jimenez, Kearney, and Harry Wilson. This was the game that would guarantee Fulham having their highest point total ever in the Prem. Sessignon able to get it back to Iwobi. Iwobi trying to figure something off that left side. Gets it towards the middle. Shot from Sasa Lukic. It's wide left. But it's a shot. I almost thought it got deflected. They're not gonna say it did. It's gonna be a goal kick for Brentford. Fulham being a little bit more aggressive than we normally are able to see. And that's good. In fact, that's one thing, if Kevin gets on the pitch, I'm curious to see. I've seen all the things with his goals, his dribbling, his footwork, but I want to see if he can play defense and I want to see if he can be aggressive, if he can take some hits. Because no one's going to let him, because unlike what I was watching him play with Shakhtar, I was seeing 3 men in the box most of the time for his opponents. He was definitely faster, and very few of them were going to play him close. That's not going to be the case here in the Premier League. So I'm hoping that maybe we can see something a little bit more out of that. Meantime, I want to thank everyone who is watching the stream. Hopefully, you can hear me nice and clear, loud and clear. We're slowly creeping towards the 20th minute in this first half. Fulham has definitely been the more aggressive of the two teams, but where it matters the most is the scoreline, and it's 0-0. Leno kicks it. It's intercepted. Shot. Goal. 1-0 Brentford. No, that's not what that is. All right, let's try that again. There we go. 1-0 Brentford. An errant pass. There isn't much you can do about that. That was just a bad pass. That was just a bad pass. Dams got first goal since Austin Villa in 2024. Nearly a year. And here I was saying how aggressive Fulham had been, and it just what mattered was the points. I mean, what the score was, and there it was. Sometimes I think I'm cursing myself with some of the stuff I'm saying, so I'm gonna leave that. Okay, so first goal conceded from open play in the Premier League this season, but Fulham's trying to get something back towards the box. Goalie comes out. There's a Brentford player down, and play has been stopped. Right, and I'm just looking at this. There is a foul in the box. Okay, that wasn't Muniz's fault. It literally is the keeper punched his own guy in the back of the head. Everyone else, take a hydration break. This is gonna be a minute. But no, literally, the keeper clocked his own guy in the back of the head. Just boop. In the meantime, Brentford's coach, guy's younger than me, I found out. Like he's still okay. He's still down. He's still down. Yeah, they're showing the replay of the goal, and I think that's King. Yeah, that was Josh King who made the mistake. It was the youngster. Oh, from having the goal from the month of August to oh yeah, Silva said, "Oh, just so." And sadly, it's like you can only feel so bad for the kid because it's like he knows what this is. He's 18. This is an 18-year-old. He knows what this is. It's like you can't make those mistakes, but they're gonna get better with time. He's gonna get. And yeah, it was open play, but it wasn't like it was on a break. Keeper's not back in the box, but Brentford does a great job of getting it away. Bassey's trying to defend. There's a push. Someone's being all poopy about the push, but it's still a push. It's gonna be a free kick. Harry Wilson was trying to get to it, but it is booted away. Again, if you're Brentford, you've been playing pretty well. You navigated. You went through all the pressure Fulham was given in the first 15 minutes, and that goal hasn't completely sucked dry Fulham. But it's very clear that now they know they're on the back foot, and Brentford can take its time a little bit because now you have to. Now Fulham not just has to score a goal to tie, but you're talking 2 goals. You're talking 3 goals. And as stated earlier, Fulham hasn't scored 3 goals since May. A little bit of we'll be trying to save this. No, Bassie and them are fighting out. And I think Bassie just gave Brentford a corner. Bassie gave Brentford a corner. And now we're seeing the ref cam. Corner into the box. Leno gets to it. And furthermore, I can't blame Leno for that first. Oh no, that wasn't Leno. That was Bassie. We're about 28 minutes now. So far, I would probably put this as 4 or 5 minutes of stoppage time because of the stoppage earlier. Hopefully, there is no VAR controversies this week. I don't think there will be, but like anyone else, don't want to chance it. We're gonna adjust that a little bit better now. Hopefully, that he hear me in the meantime. Brentford 7 shot over. Shot A. Again, another intercepted ball. Shot A trying to work with it. Bassie gives up the corner. The goal scorer, the goal scorer, Damsgaard with the corner. And towards the back, Leno gets to it. Seeing looks like Emil Smith Rowe's warming up. And early subs, you know what? Early substitution would not surprise me here because Fulham has not gotten a shot on goal since they had a break, but nothing came of it. And just to run through some stats real quick, it's still Fulham 63%, 7 shots, no one on goal, 88% passing, only 1 foul, 2 corners, but still nothing. Wilson to the box, Sessegnon, nothing. Brentford gets it. They're gonna hold on to the ball across mid. It does not go out of bounds. Fulham's able to get it back. Tete. Gonna send it back to Anderson. Awobi. Sessignon. Sessignon got some room. Sessignon takes a shot. Keeper gets to it. Rebound. Knocked out. There was the first shot on goal, just a little bit late. The keeper fumbled. The keeper fumbled it. That's what you needed to see. Is if not, someone needs to be tracking behind it. Muniz is there, but the keeper, but Muniz wasn't able to make anything happen out of it. But still, just good to see that it's not over yet. It's not over yet. Fulham is making the effort to try to make something happen. 32nd minute. We really hadn't talked about it, but let's take a look real quick what Fulham does have on the bench if that's something that we have to consider. You got Jimenez, Tamkarni, Traore, Cuenca, the loan for Milan. I assure you, if he scores, I will definitely learn his name. Castagna, Kevin, Laconte. We never want to see him in. Shot you know what? And it's going to be a corner or is it going to be a goal kick? I turned away just for a second and I saw um, Sade running for the post. And yeah, so it's going to be a corner. Smith Rowe, Chukwueze. I'm probably butchered that, but I'm going to try my best to say that correctly. Chukwueze. Sorry, Chukwueze. 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 Brentford's captain was trying to kind of plead with the keeper, with the ref. For people who did watch that game against Leeds, we can't, Fulham can't rely on the other team making a mistake. The question lies who's gonna score the goals. At least there, we can now see who's trying to score the goal. Harry Wilson crosses into the box. Muniz was there. Blows over his head. Brentford kicks it out. Goes back as far as Sessignon. Some back and forth play to the midfield. Anderson gets it to Tete. Tete. Out to Wilson. Back to Tete. There's Sandberg. Going back. Brentford was a little bit impatient with the half pitch play. Iwobi got the ball to Muniz, but Muniz couldn't get to it. Goes straight to the keeper. Fulham with 9 shots compared to Brentford's 3. They each one shot on goal. The only difference is one actually made it in. Ball's going out for a throw. And it's going to belong to Brentford. I'm with Silva right now. I'm definitely feeling that disappointed face, that really disappointed face. Bassey's basically claiming he's been pulled. Still, it's going to be a goal kick for Fulham. This game is not a snooze fest, but we are just still questioning where what's happening. The ball did not go out of bounds. Josh King trying to show some speed. Brentford kicked it out. It's going to be a throw into Fulham. Sessignon with the throw. He's trying to find someone, either Wilby or King. King moves up, gets the ball, and it's taken away from Brentford, straight from King. But King is able to get it back. Well, not so much King, but it will be. And Sessignon. Sasu Lukic is actually playing a little bit more up front than I'm used to seeing. I mean, I get it. I mean, that's how the 4-2-3 works. But he also doesn't need to be shooting, going back and forth. There's a shot. Does it count? I'm just. I'm sorry. I've learned to just be very, very careful with VAR. So that is a goal for Alex Iwobi. Push away, goes out the shoulder. People aren't sure what's happening. It almost looks like an elbow straight to Iwobi. Get nutmegs. Actually, nutmegs. Who's 22? Who is 22? The captain, Mr. Collins. And just like that, it's a 1-1 game. A much, much needed 1-1 game. So, where do we stand now? It's a break. Iwobi. Again, Iwobi. 2! Wow! Wow! It's Harry Wilson. It's Harry Wilson. It's Harry Wilson. It is 2-1. Fulham. And let's put that on the board. 2-1. Harry Wilson. 40th minute. Nice. It was just nice. Clean, low shot. Keeper could have done better. Keeper could have done better for Brentford. But hey, I'm happy. I'm happy. That's all I can say is I'm happy. It's in. It's 2-1 Fulham. We're in the 41st minute. And for anyone who's watching the stream, thank you. I'm just you got to see something happen. First goal of the season for Harry Wilson. It's 2-1. Fulham definitely has the advantage now. I'm not having to pause that. But back to Bassi. To Iwobi. Can Fulham do something that they haven't done since Brentford last season and actually score 3 goals in a game? This should not be something that I'm cheering for. This should not be like a storyline is can Fulham score 3 goals? But Iwobi. Back out to Sessegnon. Sessegnon. Back out to Iwobi. Is Iwobi going to throw it into the box? No. King is in the box. King shoot, throws it out. Punched by the keeper. Iwobi gets to it. And is it? Oh, okay. And this is not the same Fulham team you saw against Leeds last week. This is a team that's playing to win, not playing to whatever that was last week. 64-36 possession. This is it's silly, but this is actually Fulham. This is Fulham football right now. Have a lot of possession, and you know what? If you actually get in the box, actually shoot. There's a foul, and it's gonna go out for. It's not going out for a corner. Wilson into and knockdown. Is it gonna be? It's gonna be a card. Is that gonna be okay? Yep. I'm not even I can't even deny that. Josh King, car for simulation. I get it, kid. I get it. You want to make something happen. That's not the way to do it. He knows. I know. The crowd knows. I. Don't do that to yourself, kid. Sheesh. It was like a good game. Like we were. Like there was momentum. I'm like, I get it. You made a mistake. Brentford got on the board. That is an ugly freaking camera. I'm just gonna say it. The ref cam is very very ugly in the middle of that in the middle there. But you can't be doing that. All right. There's gonna be 5 minutes of stoppage in this one. You can't be doing that, Josh King. Such a and it was such a good half going too, and then you just no. Stop that. It was such a good freaking half, too. It was such a good freaking half. Then we still get one more. It was such a good half. It was such a good half. And I'm trying to think what can we okay. Not over. Over. We could try to cross into the box. All right, let's get that lineup starting back at the starters. Brentford was trying to. Brentford would love to tie this up at the half. That would just like completely kill any momentum Fulham had. Not saying I want that. I sure in heck don't. Because that's not what we need right now. Leonard's gonna boot. We're about to go into the 50th of these 5 minutes of stoppage time. I don't like the fact that I'm going to have to suggest that Josh King sit out that second half, but I think he may. I think he may have to. I think he just needs a moment to. I think he needs a moment to relax. I think I'm ready. I think I'm. I almost. Yeah. Please blow the whistle. Please blow the whistle. Brentford's gonna have one last chance. One last chance. Into the box. No. Whistle goes off. Not a moment too soon. That's the end of the first half. Your halftime score: Fulham 2, Brentford 1. I will say this: it was not a boring first half. It was not. It definitely was not a boring first half. So what do you say? What do you say to that? On one hand, you like the fact that this is much much better than that first game. This is much much better. I mean, it is like thou like 100 times better than that game with Leeds. It just kid, you just can't do you just can't do simulation. You just cannot. Like, you just can't do that. There's nothing. There was no reason. There was no reason, no cause for you to have to do any of that. Before I get any more frustrated, let's just. I ripped out my headset. I literally just ripped out my headset. That's how frustrated, and it wasn't purposeful too. But I ripped out my headset. Looking at the stats aren't bad. It's like 13 shots, three on goal, like 13 shots. That is that is amazing for Fulham. 13 shots. And still 2-1. And literally the only card in the entire game is for simulation. Like that, it's stuff like that. It's like only Fulham. Only Fulham. And they're showing the crowd, the Fulham fans of Kansas City. There's a few of us out there. I know they had their big event yesterday. Hopefully that went well. But mm, Alex will be definitely the man of the first half, a goal and an assist. Muniz with the assist on Harry Wilson's goal, with Damsgaard with his own goal. Sorry, his own goal. And Josh King. This is a day so far I think he wants to forget. If he's still, I mean, if he's not as shaken up as he seems right now, I would not be surprised if he is the first sub in the second half. But I feel like Silva's going to leave him out there just so we can get a little bit of time to collect himself and maybe be like, you know, not everything is as bad as you think it may be. And it's not. Fulham still has a lead. There's 45 minutes left, and this game is far from over. And yeah, I still do believe you need if you're Fulham, you need 3 goals To win this game, you need 3 goals. Oh, that did not. Oh, okay. Layer didn't work out. But I am going to put the remaining schedule, my remaining stream schedule, as you for those who didn't know. Um, you saw the game, 2-1 nothing over Leeds. It was ugly, but it was 3 points. And of course, now it's the game here with Fulham and Brentford. Fulham with the lead at 2-1 at half, and then next Sunday, Fulham will travel to Villa Park against Aston Villa. Unfortunately, I will not be able to cover the cup game because it's midweek. But even so, look at that, 13 shots to 3. Unfreaking believable for a Fulham match. So where we go from here for the second half? You still got Jimenez, Carney, Traore, Coenca, Chukwueze, Castagna, Kevin, LeConte, who we never went in. Maybe for the cup tie. Give Leno a break. But and of course Emil Smith Rowe. But right now, scores Fulham 2, Brentford 1. I'm gonna take a quick break myself. I'm hoping that you're enjoying this game. And it was a little scary that after that first goal. But once it was able to kind of bring itself together, you know, once it kind of brought itself together, we were okay. We were okay. So we're gonna head over to intermission, and I'll see you in a few minutes. Welcome back, folks. Here for the start of the second half. And that is okay. Wow, that's quite of an echo. Welcome back, folks. Here for the start of the second half. And that is okay. Wow, that's quite of an echo. Yeah, that is not what I want. That means we got an echo happening. So let me change that. Audio. Yeah, that is not what I want. That means we got an echo happening. So let me change that. Audio. And now that it's taken care of, all right, we're good. We good. Anyway, no chain up still lineup in the second half so far. I would expect if we're going to see a sub, I would expect it if Fulham goes down. But like what was about to happen, but Bassey with the defense. I know Silva has told him to keep that pressure on because there's just nothing. Last thing you want. Also, no changes for Brentford in their lineup. That's a deep throw in, header over the box. They're gonna say, and it's gonna be a corner. Goal scorer for Brentford is gonna take this one. No one really got. No one really was able to get to that really well. Back to Mascot coming off towards the center. Who's gonna get to it? Looks like it may be Lukic. Brentford gets the ball back. And now it's slowly calmed down a little bit with Josh King. Hopefully he's shaking out those cobwebs of the first half, kind of getting himself together. Calm your nerves, kid. It's okay. I think that's the big thing right now is you need to calm yourself down. It's okay if it just doesn't go perfectly. You know, I'm gonna put that down a little bit. I like for you people to see my face, so let me put that down there. Curve this up a little. Mic check. Okay. I didn't make just need to make sure I didn't just mute that. But continuing on. We're slowly but surely creeping up to the 50th minute. Same score with 2-1, but we should also, as you see, we do have some scores from around the world. Well, mainly around Europe. There's some MLS sprinkled in, if that's your thing. Not my college American football stuff. I know some people are about that, and they're not watching this, so it does not matter. And did that just happen again? Did that just happen again? I'm not even going to be upset because I legitimately have this set up now. I feel so weird saying this, but I have this set up now. It's an own goal. It's another own goal. It is another own goal. It's 3-1 Fulham. We now know that yes, Fulham can score 3 goals. So, but let's make it interesting. How about 3 goals from Fulham players? Let's go there. 3 goals from Fulham players. Okay, 51st minute. If there's someone in the chat real quick and can say, when was the last time Fulham scored 4 goals in a game? Because it's been a long time. It has been a really, really long freaking time. But this is good. 3 goals is good. Sessignon trying to hold the ball in that corner. It does go out. I I need you to get up, lad. I need you to get up. I know you're winning, but I need you to get up. I'm like, unless there's literally 5 goals. I don't unless Fulham has scored 5 goals, I don't need to see you sitting on that ground. You don't need to be anywhere near the ground. There needs to be 5 in the back of the net before you can do that. But I would not be surprised. And Sasa Lukic gets a card. Yeah, that's blatant. And Josh King needs to step away. I saw him trying to get his foot in there. Move away, Josh King. No, seriously, just move away. Seriously, we don't need you setting a record for like the youngest person with a red card in a game or something. And none more of that simulation stuff either. That's a quick way to get yourself sent to Harrison Reed land. Actually, I shouldn't say that because I imagine for that cup tie, we're going to see some Harrison Reed. We're going to see some Anthony Anderson, no, Anthony Robinson. Anthony Anderson is an actor on a show I never really watched. And I just got to ask anyone: do you actually like the webcam? I mean, do you like the ref cam? Because that's silly. I think the ref cam is silly. I understand why they have it, and if it becomes actually useful for things, that'd be great. But it just looks silly and awkward. Meantime, it's going to be a throw in. I will say this: they do have some. I mean, Brentford does do some pretty good throw ins. Not like Rory Delap throw ins or Liam. And I think someone finally told Josh King to back the freak off. Brentford did have advantage. Iwobi with the ball, trying to get it, and it's going to trickle out for a throw. Time. And I will say this: it's like I don't think anyone's going to debate right now Alex Iwobi being the man of the match. I don't think that's going to be debated by anyone. Still, still. I just want to see how high this goes up. There we go. Sorry, there was something that wasn't working that I had set up, and I was wondering why. But it does. It hasn't seemed like um, Brentford has made any changes yet to the box, and I hadn't seen anyone warming up yet. But in the meantime, that's our tale so far. Creeping into the towards the 59th minute. Again, I'm not sure what you do if you are Brentford right now. I would think that substitution, like I would consider a sub around the 60th minute to see if there's someone who can just get you back into this game. Like that was a don't you dare say that was offsides. Don't you say nope, it is not. That is not offsides by any means. Wait, what's going on? What is going on over here? Oh, oh. Okay, someone on Brentford looks like they got their tooth knocked out. Okay. Checking. No, no, that should not be a foul. I don't think okay. I don't think it's intentional. Maybe that's the first thing. Whatever this is, it's not intentional. When people ask why I don't put it up, that's why. That right there is why I don't do it. It was bad when I saw the blood coming out dude's mouth. It's just I saw. I didn't think it was intentional. I honestly did not think it was intentional. Did Muniz get him? Yes, he definitely got him. But I didn't think it was intentional. I did not think it was a foul. I thought it was honestly an accident. Josh King tried. Come on. You can't. I get it, kid. I get it. You want to prove yourself. I absolutely get that you want to prove yourself, but don't. That would have been a great goal for Muniz. That would have been a really good goal for Muniz. That would have just been like 4 goals. A full match with 4 goals. And 3 of them scored by Fulham players. That would have just been. We're winning. We're winning. It's 3-0. I mean, it's 3-1. We're winning. But you wonder why I don't put up the goals when everyone else does? That is the reason, okay? All right. Now that I've gotten that out of my system, let's get back to a regularly scheduled program because it's the 65th minute. Fulham still has a lead, and there hasn't been real any activity on the bench from either side. Brentford had it slightly outside the box. Iwobi just kicks it out. Brentford's making some motions on the bench. Fulham still trying to attack. And I know Josh King. I know you've had a rough. This is you had a rough one. Like I think this game for you was maybe even worse than the Chelsea game. And you probably don't want to hear that. When he's trying to make something happen. I'm not even upset with that. Kevin's make, has made his way in. Ah, I'm getting there. I'm getting there, folks. Brentford has a corner. They're taking definitely taking advantage of this. Wilby is it Wilby or Bassie? That was no, that was Kevin. And it looks like Brentford's finally going to get a card. And it is Collins. And I don't even think Collins did much on that one. But this game, but we're gonna see what the kid can do now. How much time? I mean, and like a lot of people, I'm just gonna be watching intensely. I'm going to be seeing if there's something he can, if there's something he can do. If he can like just, but I'm also noticing that Brentford's getting a little bit more possession, and they're gonna get a corner. Leno, and mm, you don't like scares like that, but that's what our keeper does. Swinging into the box. Goes off another Fulham player. There's going to be another corner. And keep my Fulham has not had a corner in this half at all. It's just it's been all Brentford and I think who went down. We're not gonna. A couple more coming in for Brentford. We'll see that next stoppage. It's interesting to see, especially if Jedi comes back into the lineup, how Kevin and him are going to work on that left hand side since that's what they primarily play on. Kevin's at the bottom left, number 22. Brentford brought on both an attacker and a defender, so that'll be interesting to see how that works out. If I'm putting it right now, I probably would put it at about 4 to 5 minutes of stoppage time, maybe even six because of the VAR. But sometimes you just want to have nice things, or at least you hope for nice things. And I think Jordan Henderson and Pinnock are going to come out for Brentford. Yeah. And both of these happen in the 74th minute. Updating. The crowd's going to cheer every time Kevin just gets the ball, but you got to see what he can do with it. They're now showing the replay. Okay, Muniz does get him with the elbow, but it's not flagrant. He was going up for the ball. This wasn't like a flagrant driving elbow. It wasn't like here and it's going back. It is floating. It is floating. I'm not denying that. The elbow is indeed floating, but it is not it is not deliberate. Not only do I not think it's deliberate, I don't think the defender recovers enough to stop the run of play. I don't think Muniz did that with the intent of stopping. I mean, of like knocking out the defender, which is or injuring the defender, which is what I'm guessing was how the VAR ruled it. But this has been pretty quiet since that since then. Again, Muniz would definitely want to have that one back. I mean, mainly the goal, but I'm gonna go with that call. I was looking at towards the corner because it looked like Fulham's getting ready to bring in a sub. Throw in from Brentford. It gets towards the center, and it just loops over the. It loops to the outside. And it wasn't by no means bad throw. It's gonna be a corner. 9 corners. 9 corners from Brentford. Fulham hasn't had a single corner this half. Harry Wilson trying. Oh, he almost got to it. Harry Wilson was tracking, trying to get that ball back. Fulham knows this game is not over with yet, and that's good. They're not trying to park. They're not just like it's 3-1. We got a 2-goal lead. We can sit on this. No, they cannot. Sessegnon trying to prevent the corner. The Brentford with the throw in towards their fans at the wayside. There's a slip, but they keep possession, cross into the box. Offsides. Moniz is coming out. Jimenez is coming in. Emil Smith Rowe is coming in. And it looks like Iwobi is going out. Man of the match so far. 1 goal, 1 assist. Smith Rowe comes in. And of course, Jimenez is going to come in for Muniz. And Fulham will still have 2 subs left. But 80th minute, this is not a bad time to have go ahead and have these substitutions. This is not a bad time for these substitutions at all. Smith Rowe tries to some interceptions. Yeah, there was a push. I'm not even gonna act like it. There wasn't, but still, we're approaching 82nd minute. Fulham 3, and cannot hold on to the ball. One thing that has to be said is like you can't try putting a lot of pressure on this kid. This is I know there are people who are excited about Kevin. They want to see what he can do. But you just cannot put you can't put a lot of pressure on him. Like he already knows what the deal is. He already knows what he is expected to come in and do. But through all the videos and all the hype about him, no one really talked about how he plays defense. And that's what I want to see now. Like I think there's enough time in the game now where it's like, okay, we can see because I'm just seeing him walking. I'm not seeing him going near the ball. Because I'm seeing it's Lucas Sessignon, Dangle still with the shot. Just nothing. O'Dangle with the shot. And he just, I don't know. I don't know what you say in this situation. Optimistic still. 3-1. But Brentford has definitely been a lot more aggressive these last 5, 6 minutes. And for those who are going to be watching some Premier League action tomorrow, you got Bournemouth versus Newcastle, Sunderland and Villa, and of course, I don't even want to call it the main event, but let's just face it, it's the one most people are going to watch: Arsenal and Man City. Kevin's able to get the ball, and it's dispossessed. Not a foul. Interesting. Fulham is running some time off. I don't know if we're going to get Olay chance yet. We're not getting Olay chance yet. There shouldn't be any, honestly. But also, to recap some of those earlier games, you got Liverpool with that 2-1 win over Everton. Brighton and Tottenham ends in a draw with two apiece. Same with Burnley and Nottingham Forest, one apiece. Palace. You know, Palace has definitely been one of those teams that just got slept on at the end of last year. Like they just got slept on. They win 2-1 over West Ham. Leeds gets on the board with a 3-1 win over Wolves, and of course, Man United beats Chelsea. It looks like both Tom Carney is coming in, and Harry Wilson coming out. Great goal in the 40th minute. And Sasha Lukic is coming out as well. And it's very rare, but I'm kind of glad to see Cuenca. It does not happen often, but considering all things and Brentford's just been a little bit more aggressive, I'm okay with this substitution. Wait, am I already was I wrong? I was wrong. Cuenca came in for Harry Wilson. Okay. I apologize. I did not I slightly mistook that. But that makes sense too. So Cuenca came in for Harry Wilson and Tom Carney came in for Sasha Lukic. And with that, all of the subs for Fulham have been used. And the last sub for Brentford with Carvalho coming in. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. We he was a good player for us. 12 goals and 44 appearances. Got sent to Liverpool, did a couple of loans, and now has been with Brentford since 29 appearances, 5 goals. Hopefully, he doesn't get number 6 here. We're now in the 90th minute. I'm imagining that we're going to see quite a few cards. But this game by no means is over. And like most people, I'm waiting to see how much stoppage time they give. They're going to give 7 minutes of stoppage for this one. I think that is a little. I think that's a little gracious. I don't know if it is worth 7 minutes, but that's a bit. That's a bit of stoppage. And just for the sake of this, let's show everyone how we got here. Awobi got one in the first 38th minute after Damsgaard intercepts Josh King in the 20th minute to put Brentford up front, but Fulham has been on the front foot since, and Pinnock actually knocks one in for Brentford at the start of the second half with the own goal. There was a goal that made it 4-1 for a second until VAR came in and took the goal back, saying Muniz fouled the defender by basically elbowing him in the face. Josh King got a yellow card for simulation. So not only did Josh King cause the goal by an errant pass, but then when he tried to score himself, he got himself a card. So it's been a rough one for Josh King. It's been a rough few weeks for Josh King, but he should be happy to know that as long as nothing too Fulhamish happens, it's gonna be 6 points in the last 6 points in the last two games, and 8 points from 5 games is not a bad way to start. 2 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss. That's not a bad way to start. But we're not done yet. Wow, that was a great cross for Brentford. It was straight. It should have been 2-3. It should have been 2-3 there. That I can't even be mad at that. That should have been 2-3. Please stop doing the ref cam. Please stop doing the ref cam. The ref cam is it just doesn't need to be there. Excuse me. I almost feel like I'm watching a really bad version of Mirror's Edge. Stream is healthy, no drop frames. And the thing is, the goal, like the ref gave the goal initially, and Josh King definitely simulated. I can't even excuse it. It was definitely simulation. So on those two things, yeah, they happened. They happened. I I can't be mad at those. Those two things definitely happened. Like for the most part, this game has actually been refed very well. Okay, I'm sorry. I can't say that with a straight face. It's been okay. I won't be able to stream it, but for Kevin's sake, I hope he gets to be in the lineup for the Cambridge game. I think he needs the minutes. I think he needs to. Yeah, that's a great. That was a great tackle. Let's say that. Well, I don't think that was Anderson got on it, but that was still a good tackle. We're about a minute left from the whistle. We're now in the 97th minute. And I know it happened, and I didn't really mention much about Kevin's yellow card. It's just, what am I supposed to say? There's nothing I can really say. It just was. He needs time, and I can accept that. He needs some time. He needs some time in the system because it was a much needed win. It was ugly. I'm not even going to pretend like it wasn't. It was ugly, but it's 3 points. It's 3 points. Fulham needed those 3 points because guess where they are now? They're in seventh. Fulham is in seventh place. And I can live with that. Believe me, I can live with that. Brentford played a great first half. They did their best to try to get back into it in the second half. They definitely were a lot more aggressive towards the end. And despite all the cards that Fulham got, they still committed less fouls. But wow, I'm just gonna go over to the match stats real quick. Brentford definitely got closer. They definitely got closer as far as the possession, shots. Oh no, no, no! They definitely committed more fouls. Sorry, let me make that clear. But corners, 10 corners, most of them in the second half. They had seven in the second half because I remember they only had three in the first half. They had seven in the second half. Offside's not that big of a deal. The main thing is where it ends. It ends at 3-1 for Fulham. Two great goals from Iwobi and Harry Wilson. An own goal to seal that up. I mean, to seal the deal. There should have been a fourth, but that's how VAR works. You take it or you leave it. It's just it's just how that happened. This was not bad. This by no means was a bad game. It's it's exactly that. It's what you expect. This was good. This was if you're a Fulham fan, you're happy because they were able to get the win. If you're a Brentford fan, you're a little frustrated, especially that own goal, which that's going to be an interesting stat if that's something that's reoccurring this season. Is how many own goals can be scored on Fulham's behalf? We have two. And I'm just going to, and just by looking at the table, because I just want to look at the table, because that's one of the very few things that's separating us from Chelsea right now is goal differential. We're tied on points, but Chelsea scored 10 goals. We've scored six, technically four, but six, and we've given up five. But we have 8 points, and through the first five games, two draws, a loss, two wins. So the game versus Villa better not be a loss. I don't like patterns like that. But hopefully we can take this with some momentum. Liverpool, no one is stopping Liverpool. There's nothing to say about that. 11 goals, only giving up full 15 points. Running perfect. Brentford, Brentford's at 17. They got a tough one next. They got a tough one against Man U. Loss, win, loss, draw, loss. Hopefully that means it's a win next time. Because Man U is 10th. And I like to see them go down even further. Like really far. But we got Villa next week on the 28th. Villa's definitely gonna be fighting hard because they only got 2 points on the season and they're in 19th. No one wants to be in the bottom three this early in the season. But West Ham with three, Aston Villa with two, and Wolves with no points is nowhere where you want to be. So this is Jones Brasco signing off. This has been a wonderful game once again. Final score: Fulham 3, Brentford 1. Awobi Wilson with the goals for Fulham. Pinnock with an own goal, while Damsgaard gets one for Brentford. I hope everyone who saw this game or heard it enjoyed it. He'll be back next time. Once again, this is Jonas Brasco. Up the Fulham.